Hey y'all, how are you doing on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon? Let me see who is all up in this chat. I'm so excited to talk about this episode. Last night's episode was lit. I definitely miss y'all on last night in reference to talking about it with y'all last night, but we here now. So what is good? Let me scroll up to the top of this chat. Samira TV, Gabby Rivers, Kenny Ford, hey, Ash Iree, hey, Zahir Brown, Patrick Felix, Emily, hey, Brooke Mason, oh, so many of y'all are in here. Patrick, Black Butterfly, RK Collection, hey, boo. Um, Tamara Whitney, hey. Keish, what's good? Well, shout out to the member Keish. Anna Charles, hey. Money Mon Budgets, what's good? Nia Love, hey. How are y'all? So I had quite a bit of content pop up about last night's episode. So y'all were like on the community posts, y'all were in the stories of my Instagram. If you're not already, make sure that you're following me on social media. Because we kiki and chit chat over there as well. So shout out to y'all. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to go live last night. I actually went to an event because I'm in Hollywood and I'm actually working on the show, and an executive producer who just signed on to help me bring my show to life invited me out to this event, and I could not pass it up. So that is why I missed my live last night. But I think it was for a good reason, y'all. I'm moving and shaking and trying to make some things happen. So I hope y'all understand. So many of y'all seem like y'all understood. Um, how's everybody doing on this Tuesday? I'm like double checking because my story is definitely about to expire, but I want to make sure I respond to everybody. How's everybody doing? Nia Love, hey. Antonio, so on my breakdown video, you gotta make sure you watch it tonight. Antonio Kelly, I actually got a special note in the breakdown video, which is already ready. It's going to be live at 6 p.m. Y'all, it's gonna be a premiere. So y'all gonna have to just like kiki and kick it with ERICAVAIN TV for like the next few hours because I got a bunch of content dropping. In addition to this live, my actual breakdown, official breakdown for the episode will be dropping at 6 p.m. It's already scheduled. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. But Antonio, you gotta watch it for sure. And then, hit me up once you watch it. I can't. Um, but yes, your boy is back, and he gonna be back for a while. Patrick, you like it better on Tuesday night? Do y'all like the lives on tonight? Let's see. Let's see how it feels because I can definitely move it because doing a live because I'm in LA, y'all. Doing a live after I watched the episode earlier than people here in LA because I got this little hack or whatever with my family and I be all up in their DVR. What's up, Bill? Uh, he probably watching this, but shout out to you. Um, but I still watch it at 6 p.m., which is 9 p.m. y'all's time on the East Coast. So then once I go live at 8 p.m. my time, it's like 11, and I know it's mad late. So y'all let me know if y'all like it on Tuesdays because I could potentially do it today, like on Tuesdays, in the afternoon or in the morning. We can just figure it out, like whatever works best. Antonio is the head of the Cam fan club, and I don't even understand because Cam is like literally there today, gone tomorrow, and he got a whole fan club because of Antonio who be out here riding for him. I don't understand. Okay, Zaire, you're great, perfect. Yeah, we didn't finish that. How is everybody feeling? I really want to know how y'all feeling before we jump into this episode, which had a lot going on. I want to know how y'all are feeling. Thank you, RK. Thank you for the congratulations. It was Cam for me. Patrick, this my day off. I can never catch it because of work. Okay. Nia, you like Tuesday afternoons. Daphne, you like it on Tuesdays. You be sleepy. Okay. Arcade, you done worked it out. Like it's some people in the Discord. So if you're not already in my Discord channel, join my Discord because some people was like sharing little hacks or whatever. They got a little website that they be watching it on so that they can catch it when it goes live for East Coast people. So hop into the Discord so that y'all can get the good tea. Antonio likes Tuesdays. RK likes Tuesday. Gabby likes Tuesdays. Okay. We might be moving it to Tuesdays. Well, I hope y'all keep telling me like how you feel and what's going on with you. What are the updates? I'm gonna check the chat, and I do actually want to know how y'all are feeling. I was recording my breakdown video, and like, well, actually, I did a live. I recorded my live reaction. So for if you're a member of the channel, I am going to post my live reactions to watching the episode because I recorded myself while I was watching it. And I'm like, yo, I'm always sitting up here talking to this like a camera. There's nobody here, but I have to like imagine that all of y'all are like right in front of me. So one of the ways that I can better do that is if y'all are telling me like how you are feeling, what's going on with you, what's some updates, what you want me to pray for you for, what do you need help manifesting? All of that. Because we are like literally a community. Like we talk about All American, we talk about other TV shows that we like, but we're also in this thing called life together. And now that we know each other and we eat friends or whatever, we need to be able to like pray over each other, support one another, big each other up when we have good, amazing news. So drop that in the chat and I'll be sure to shout some of that out for y'all as well. But let's jump on into this. I am very very hyped because I think last night's episode was one of the best. And now I'm like starting to feel away because I think the episodes are getting better and better and better, but the episodes before it weren't bad. Like they just gave us so much. They gave us a lot in reference to Spencer's story, but then we got a lot of character development and further character affirmation for Olivia. We start to get the redemption arc for Billy Bully Bean Baker. Like we seeing Laura show up in her marriage how she wants to, even though we want more for her, but she seems happy, so we gonna let her have it. Like we just got so much. What were y'all initial thoughts from the episode, like after as soon as it cut off? Let me know what that is, what you thought. Okay, so let me try to pronounce this. Is this Forever Paid It? Did I say that right? Forever Paid It? Is that is that what your screen name is? UCLA definitely be his choice. He can be close to his family. He can date Olivia. He doesn't have to worry about a long distance relationship. Antonio, you agree it was one of the best? Oh, I love you too, Esther. Sorry, I'm missing a bunch of these. Thank you. Listen, I'm out here trying to make y'all proud. Like y'all, support me, watch my channel, support the content, love the content, and I just want to continue to make great content. And I cannot, like, when I tell you, I cannot wait to bring y'all my own original scripted content. Like, I'm just, ooh, the process is killing me a little bit, but I can't wait. Spencer's not going to Ohio, so I'm happy. You hate Hudson, like, you doing the most, had me like cringe. The episode was awesome. Hey, Jamal. Yes. Okay. They need 2 hours. Well, listen, they about to get 2 hours. So I'm on my last live. I misspoke and I said that after episode 5 they were gonna take a break. They're actually taking a break after episode 7, but there's gonna be like a little Thanksgiving week or something like that in between. I believe episode 7 is going to air on December 13th, and then they won't be back until February 21st. And then, that's going to be like a double header night with All American Homecoming. So that's going to be the closest that you're going to get to the All American having 2 hours. Gabby says, I have to say I was proud of Jordan in this episode. We're going to talk about that. Billy James says, is there any way to let Spencer out of Toledo? We are going to talk about that for sure. The coach was out of pocket for sure. Happy Layla and Coop are on the right path again. Yeah, so what I will say about Layla, because I didn't actually talk about her much in my breakdown video, but I'm glad that we saw her in the way that we did because to me it provided better context for um the last episode. Because in the last episode I just felt like she was given a little bit too cold. episode, and I felt like she was going back to a place of like acting like she doesn't care when she really does. So in this episode, I felt like it just provided clear context of like, no, she's just standing firm in her boundaries. She really, does feel away, and she voiced that, but she's also not allowing herself to go to an overly emotional place and be completely distraught by Coop's decision. She's just trying to move forward as progressive and positive as possible. So I'm like, whew, they didn't save my little Layla character development, because I thought that they was about to send this girl back down the road of like, I don't care and I'm perfect and nothing that ever even matters to me. And I'm like, I can't do that with you no more. Like, there's certain roads that I want to go down with Olivia again, and then there's certain roads that I don't want to go down with Layla again. So I'm so glad that they did it how they did it, and with it be the ball being in Coop's corner, I thought it was really dope to see her actually apologize, because she doesn't actually do that. Like, Coop be tripping. And then she want to play like she not tripping and kind of like bounce back a little bit later and be like, hee hee ha ha, it's all jokes and good. And it's like, no, girl, you hurt my feelings. You disrespected me. You abandoned me. This was real. So I'm glad that we actually get a moment of Coop taking time to reflect on her actions and saying, you know what, I was wrong in this. Let me go ahead and check myself and let me be vocal about it and apologize. Randall Sparks says Layla planned to do that after her and Spencer said maybe she needs a little push. Plan to do what? Can you give me a little bit more clarity? Sha says I'm glad that Coop got her act together. Patrick says I thought Asher and Coop was about to make a track together. Listen, I'm all here for this little budding relationship that's happening between Asher and Coop. Um they are given, and if it has to be, the unlikely friend, the unexpected friend that's going to help, give you a different perspective and make you get outside of yourself so that you can appreciate the situation that you in, then by all means let's have it, because we needed something, because to me it was starting to spiral and I couldn't. Daphne says the episode was a well balanced episode. I feel like the storylines are moving forward. I love the development in Liv's character. Yeah, so let's go there. Let's start at the top, and let's talk about Olivia's character development, specifically in this episode. So when we first see her, she is, practicing her for her interview for the LA Tribune internship, and she's with Spencer, and they are freaking hilarious. I can't. It's just so beautiful to see y'all. Like, this is literally what I meant when I said I wanted to just see Olivia in the background. Like, they're just being, and it's so great. Like, they just are. They have their little cute moments. They vibing with each other. They're worried about other things besides like them. Like they're living their whole lives, and they are also in this relationship. And I just think that it's so beautiful to see both of them going after the things that they want. Sometimes coming up against a little bit of trial, but there for each other to be able to push each other on as they meet certain adversity, and then kind of have like a home in reference to themselves within this relationship. It's just so cute. And yes, I do agree that all of the moments that we saw with Olivia in this episode, um, really just were there for her further character development, because these are things that they never really delved into. So watching her go through this assignment that she's given, she has the interview with the little lady that says that they want something fun and poppy. And she got to come up with an article that's like fun, poppy, and not so hard hitting, not so, focused on all of the things that Olivia has really found her sweet spot in reference to social activism and being mindful of equality and just all of those things. She tries to do that by interviewing Spencer and Simone, talking about black excellence, and then she still winds up kind of still having a real deep conversation around people's positions and the expectations on, young black people, specifically black athletes. And I just thought that that was freaking chef's kiss. But watching Olivia like go through and process all of this, and like her having the conversations that she's having, and like, okay, she has the goal, right, of doing this like little fluff article or whatever, and then in the moment when Spencer's like, well, the coach said this to me, he's gaslighting you. I'm like, yes, this is such an organic, natural way for her activist brain to, really come out and to show all of that. It's not like her stealing body cam footage and doing something extra, but like in this moment, like, yo, this is not actually okay. This is actually what this looks like. This is exactly what someone was talking about. And I love, like, she has a quote of like, the real is more important than the fun. And I thought that that was just beautiful, and it spoke to where we can see Olivia going, because while she does want this opportunity, while she wants to further her journalism career, she's not willing to compromise the things that she actually thinks is important. And she has, like, she's just, I don't know. When, from me, I watching it, I just felt like she's just really grounded. Like, she can have a thing that she wants, she can desire this, but she's not about to like lose herself to go get it. And it's very much so in line with who she is, to focus on the fact that two people that she cared deeply about, Simone and Spencer, have these experiences within this space, and were given very vulnerable, honest testaments to that. And she wanted to be able to honor that and be truthful, and speak to that. And it resonated more with her, so she went with it. What were your thoughts around Olivia's character development, specifically with the assignment that she was given for this internship interview? Suzanne says, I love their relationship. Tanisha says they're thriving individually and as a couple. Kimberly says, after all of the toxic relationships showcased in real life, it's beautiful to see Liv and Spence. I smile so big watching them. Yeah, I do smile when they come on screen. Now I kind of like, now there were 4 episodes in, and we see that how they like laid the groundwork for Bolivia. I'm not like holding my breath anymore when I see them. Like, they've definitely, the writers have set a precedent this season of like, we are going to see joy with them, and we're going to just see them living. And I'm like, okay, so I can like stop bracing myself. Cool. um Yeah, Simone was very surprised that Olivia even thought about her in that light. But I think that's because Simone, not that I think that she thinks people don't think much of her, but I think that she's so, in her family dynamic, she's so used to being told what she should think, what she should be, what she should do, that when she comes into contact with others who just really value her perspective and value her existence just as she is, like, she doesn't have to be anything in particular to be valued. I think she's kind of caught off guard by that. Tanisha said, what the is Poppy? I can't. It's like, I just assumed that they were saying like fluff. Yes, you're not gonna gaslight her, man. Listen, Olivia had the words, because when he first said, I thought you would be grateful, this was a golden opportunity, like, I just started to lose it. I couldn't even formulate words of like, not this white man saying it. And I'm sorry, like, this is not anything, specific to white people. So if you are, a white person watching me right now, this is not something directed to you. But this particular white man, and the way, the tone, and the words that he chose when speaking to this young black man, that was not okay. Like, it was just not. It was given elitism. It was given bigotry adjacent. It was given, you better take what I give you because you don't even really deserve it, and it's the fact that I'm giving it to you. Like, no. Anything that Spencer actually gets or will get in the future, that young man has earned. So if you come into the table talking about this is a gift and you need to be grateful, then you can go ahead and leave the damn table. I'm sorry, y'all, but that it just pissed me off. So when Olivia said gaslighting, I was like, oh yes, that is what that is, because all I had was curse words. That's all that could come to mind was curse words for me. Yes, Randall, I am from Baltimore. And it comes out when I get agitated. um, Antonio, that's a really great question. I think I was lucky as an athlete because the coaches that I had and the programs that I was a part of, they really valued me, like, and really wanted me. And I don't know, I had an interesting experience. Like, not every athlete, student athlete's experience is the same. From very young, I was a pretty much like a star athlete. So I was super tall growing up. So I was always like just the go-to girl in basketball. And then when started playing volleyball, I got really good at that really quickly. So I got the star athlete treatment in reference to, like, I was heavily recruited. I was somebody that people would pay attention to. I wasn't like somebody coming off the bench or anything like that. So my experience is just a little bit different. But on top of that, in high school, my coaches, for the most part, like, I had some men coaches, but my most pivotal coaches were women. And they just invested in me. They invested and valued me so deeply. So I can't really say that I felt exactly what they're saying from within my actual programs or within my actual setups. Like, and I also went to, HBCU, and, my volleyball coach at Xavier, he was Filipino. He really wanted me to come too, so he never really show what, Mr. Hudson was given, because I also made the choice to come to his school, so I didn't actually experience that. But my basketball coach at Xavier, both of them, my head coach was a male and my assistant coach was a woman, and they just, I don't know, they just really valued me. So within my programs, no, I didn't actually feel like undervalued. I actually did get injured my senior year in college, actually. I tore my meniscus and I didn't want to sit out my entire senior season, but they gave me that option to do, and I decided to push through and to play on it and to just do certain things to, like, be able to complete my season. And when I actually did finish the season, my assistant coach, like, I stayed at her house. I stayed off campus at her house because I had to get knee surgery. And she, like, took care of me. Like, she just, they were just great. Now, I will say, outside of the programs that I actually participated in, you do kind of feel like there is no room to mess up when you're going through the recruiting process. And again, I was lucky, but then also worked very hard to, like, get opportunities with the schools that I wanted to go to. But I did have teammates who weren't getting looks. I did have teammates who, weren't getting calls from places they wanted to go to. And it does start to feel like there's so many athletes that they could just find another one if you got, like, some people might have, like, personal problems, or not don't have enough support from their parents or whatever. And I have seen where some programs would not pick an athlete because of whatever they have going on, and not feel like they were worth it because it's too much extra, if that makes sense. Sorry, I just went off on a whole tangent, but I wanted to answer your question, Antonio. So, like, it's a yes and a no, if that makes sense. I be just telling y'all my dang on life story. I can't. Where am I at in this? Um, what else? I love domestics, Olivia. Okay. All these Simone scenes and no Jordan to be seen. I really think that, and I say this in my breakdown video, y'all gonna see later. I think that they're not showing Simone and Jordan in the scenes together just because we're supposed to assume that their relationship is fine until they tell us otherwise. So I think when we do see them, it won't be until that becomes a thing that becomes their focus point. Right now, they're both focused on what's next for themselves, and they're fine where they are. Hudson needs to cut it. We already got rid of Cliff. We don't need Cliff 2.0. And see, the thing about Cliff is like Cliff was skinfolk. Like this is a whole other trying to come incorrect. Spencer just need UCLA coach to come and claim Spencer at this point. Where's he at? What is his name? Where's his phone number? I'll call. Like at this point. But y'all, in all honesty, we wouldn't have a show if there was no struggles or no drama. We wouldn't actually have a show. So we gotta actually get through some of the things that we're seeing. Unfortunately, I cannot. Well, actually, I can wait. I cannot wait, and I can wait for Spencer to just be like fully blissful and struggle free. But unfortunately, that would mean that the show was probably over once all of his, issues and things are put to rest. Um. Okay, what are we talking about next? Coop and Patience. Let's go back to them real quick. So it actually is Patience that gets Coop together, and now I'm like, okay, so are we good? Like, is everything? Are they 100% fine now? Are we, moving forward? Is Coop actually listening and including Patience and what she got going on? Like, what's actually happening? What are y'all thoughts on that? Because we went from a very much so like frustrated Patience who was ready to end it all to in this episode, Patience like, yo, Layla got to do what she got to do, and Coop pushed back a little bit, but then ultimately she folded. What do y'all think? Hey, Elizabeth, no worries. We are talking about Coop and Patience right now. We talked a little bit about Spolivia, who are continuing to give amazing Spolivia realness. Some of my experiences as a college athlete, specifically talking about Olivia's assignment and what she chose to do her assignment on. But we're really just getting started. Derek, cut it out. Patience been eyeing Spencer this season, to be honest. I can't. Y'all literally be like, here's the woodwork. I'm finna come out of there with an idea. I cannot. Coop and Patience breakup is going to happen. They didn't even interact as a couple in this episode. What do you mean they didn't interact as a couple in this episode? It's so funny because on my community tab in that post, Philip Frantone. So if you're watching this playback, what is good? You comment on every one of my videos, and I appreciate you and love you so much for doing that. But he made a comment, and I believe it was between him and HUH. They were going back and forth about Spolivia, and oh, they didn't even kiss in this episode or something like that. And it's like they don't gotta be kissing all the time. They could just be, you could just be in a relationship. You don't have to be doing this, that, and the third. Let me see what y'all are saying. Patience and Spencer is not a thing. Yeah, they're basically like brother and sister. Kimberly says, I think Patience is doing the same thing as Layla, just moving forward with her business. I think she's monitoring the relationship still. I could see that. She tired of Coop. Patience was dry with Coop. Like she was over her. Y'all think? I just thought they was just being. But maybe. I mean, at this point, Coop actually did listen, so this would be an example that she can't actually say that Coop wasn't paying attention to her. Randall says I actually prefer they chill. When you get comfy in a relationship, you don't need PDA all the dang time. Yeah, exactly. And Patience and Coop have been together since the start of the series. Like, didn't they get together in like episode 3? Patience been holding Coop down for 4 seasons. I'm tired for her. Y'all really want Coop up out of here when it comes to Patience. I'm holding out for Tamia to make a turnaround. Billy did made a turnaround. Tamia can make a turnaround, and Billy made a turnaround after doing some other ridiculous stuff. All right, so let's talk about Mr. Baker, the little baby Baker, Jordan, baby Billy Baker. What are your thoughts about Jordan in this episode? Because I literally spent the episode laughing at him, and I probably should not have done that, but I did. How y'all feeling about Jordan Baker? It's Olivia's look for. I'm sorry. I really spent the episode laughing at Jordan, and nothing was really funny. Like, he was so serious, but it's like certain times I can't take Jordan seriously. Diva says Jordan wasn't bad this episode. Y'all ain't got no rap for Jordan. What y'all thinking about Jordan Baker? But his leader act is Nia Love is saying he's always so late in realizing things about himself. He's so unaware of everything all the time. I'm trying to let y'all get y'all sayings about little Billy Jr. off before I go in and tell y'all why I was laughing. Cause I literally like even like looking at these photos on screen right now. I'm just like, I need to interview Mike. I don't think I would laugh across from him, but like we need to have a conversation about Jordan. I need to set that up. I need to get that on the books because I don't know. I just for whatever reason cannot take Jordan seriously when he's not in the scene with Simone. Jordan trying to come for Spencer's spot with the speeches. His intervention in the fight was a little forced. I definitely laughed. I said, not the writers giving Jordan the Spencer James speech. Exactly. Not the writers trying to give him a little Spencer moment. If Jordan going to give out orders, he need to put some more bass in his voice. I cannot. He was a second string. I'm like, who is listening to this fool? And they got themselves together immediately. I'm like, okay. Not little Rico Suave trying to give me orders, but all right, is that what y'all gonna do on this football field? I don't know if I would have been as calm because what Antonio, your lovely little what is it, the camp? Your lovely leader Cam loved to start some mess. Anyway, I thought Jordan and Olivia's conversation was necessary and opened his eyes. I didn't mind him this episode. I was kind of proud of him towards the end. Okay, Lindsay. I love when he took charge with the team because it wasn't to prove anyone wrong or to make a point. It was natural in the others' best interest rather than his own. That is like a real running theme. So that was actually why I was proud of Billy in this episode. But we're going to get to that. If I was on a team and Jordan was trying to tell me speeches in real life, everyone would tell him shut up and crack jokes on him. Look at Mr. Beverly Hills trying to tell us what to do. Yeah, that's real. That's so. So I laughed at Jordan because like he literally spent the whole episode like truly like deep down in his spirit, in his soul, in his just in this area right here, confused as to why people don't see him as great. I could not. Jordan, when was we supposed to see you as great? When? When you was, sneaking women that look like your mom out the house whose name is Chanel, but you were calling them Channel? When you was crashing the car with some other little hoochie in the front seat, crashing Liv's car while Simone was trying to call you? Like, when y'all won the state championship off of Spencer's back and you decided to party like it was 1999 because your daddy slept with Grace 9 years ago? Like, when was we supposed to see that you're actually great? All you do is cry and sleep with people. So, like, and don't get me wrong, I like y'all know, I like Jordan with Simone. Jamone is a vibe. But Jordan Baker by himself, it's like, it's nothing. Like, you're giving, you give nothing. And then he literally spent the whole episode running around like, why won't y'all see me for who I am? This ain't who you are yet, baby. It's just not who you are yet. You can get there. Everybody's talking about Spencer trained him, made him better. Montez trained him, made him better. You just arrived at greatness, boo boo. Spencer James been living this, so you can't compare. Just go sit down. Calm down. Like, I literally laughed every time Jordan came on screen because he just seemed distraught by the idea and the audacity that he wouldn't be, revered on a certain level. And it's like, sir, you don't even take yourself seriously. You just started taking yourself seriously last Tuesday. Why in the hell would we? Okay, sorry. That's my little. I can't. Not camp stand up. Derek says Jordan would never be allowed to play in a real All American game. He was like fifth string. I can't. No worries, Lawrence. We still here. Jordan, just like always, is a spoiled brat and never takes responsibility. Yes! Like, I can't. I can't. I just, even when I saw it in the synopsis, like I did the episode 4 synopsis breakdown, and I was just bewildered by the idea that Jordan was really confused that nobody saw him as great. But shout out to Olivia for breaking it down to him and like, yo, part of it is like you don't even see yourself as great. And I talk about this in depth in my my episode 4 breakdown. But it's like, Jordan, you hold yourself to no regard. Like, Spencer actually carries the weight of the world on his shoulders, but then looks at himself like he's great. And then in turn acts like he's great. And then the world treats him and expects him to be great. We expect you to spend money and look cute. And now ride for Simone. That's about it. Because I don't even know what your grades are like, honestly, sir. You just be there, Jordan. Like, you literally just be there. And you want to be mad that you're not considered great? Boy, please go sit down. All right, so let's go off of Billy Baker. And, oh wait, that's not the right. Let's get on to Spencer. Let's talk about Spencer in this. I don't want to disrespect this man. This coach. Jazz says y'all are ruthless. Yes, the raggedy coach. The raggedy coach that thought he was going to come to town in one fell swoop and scoop up Spencer and Billy and save his program and everything would be all hunky dory. And the two little I really am trying to keep this PC. But it's given, he expects these two Negroes to be happy with the offers because he has the power to change their lives. And it's like, sir, I'm destined for greatness, whether you a part of it or not. Get your shit and please leave. I'm sorry. I had to say that. I won't curse no more, y'all. But I just had to say it. I just, I don't know. Something in my spirit just gets stirred up when people are just constantly just disrupting Spencer's peace and attempting to be destructive in this young man's life because he 100% doesn't deserve it. And then when you have the nerve to be what you are, Coach Hudson, if I wasn't on this YouTube and this was real life, child, let me see what y'all talking about. The coach telling him to be grateful hurt my soul through the screen. Exactly. Exactly. Spencer just want to play football and love on live. Why are people making things difficult for him? Why? Why? Why can't he just be? Let this man be. You saw how he flipped on both of them once he didn't get what he wanted, like a switch. And that's how you know that you were never really for me. If you can switch up like that, and I've talked about this before, like I will forever go back to that moment when Tamia was sitting in that dang on hallway and they announced the homecoming nominees, and when she heard Spencer's name, her face instantly broke down, and I was like, that's some snake. If you can switch like that, you were never really rooting for me. It was fake. It's that easy to take the mask off, and that's a problem for me. This coach gotta go. I'm confused because he told Billy that Spencer didn't sign when he offered Billy the job. So what the? Oh, so what he's saying is it's like he didn't say he didn't sign. He said commit. So basically, there's two ways. There's two things that happen. You can give a verbal commitment, which is non-binding, or you can sign, and that is binding. So I think that that little bit of dialogue was specifically to say that this wasn't just a verbal commitment. Like he already signed, so this is already done. Basically, does that make sense? Shin said he made me so mad. Yes. Kenny Force has seemed a little too familiar. That's when it's real life. The coach never had Spencer's best interest at heart. This is when Spencer, Spencer. This is when Spencer need to pull out that daggone Cliff Mosley speech and like, sir, this sounds like that plantation life, okay? And I ain't signing up for it because you do not care about me. You think I'm about to go out here and win football games for you, and that's what's not gonna happen. The Elijah says, "Do you believe Spencer and Cam will play for the same college?" No, but do y'all think he will? Think they will? We need a lawyer. Laura need to come through. You think Olivia will be part of the Coach Hudson journalism takedown? Oh, that okay. So, all right. So, if that's the case, Tink Love Music, you corrected me. Shout out to you. He said he signed but isn't committed. I think that that was because after Spencer questioned about Coach Dante, and then he said, "Did you sign to the school or to the coach?" And he said both. I think that's what he was meaning by that. Yeah, Cam is going to Bringston, y'all. So I don't think that him and Spencer will play on the same team, which is going to be good. It's going to be good to see Cam actually his role expand. He's probably going to be a series regular on All American Homecoming, and we get to see a little bit more of his backstory and to see that he's not just a little hater that can run kind of fast. Personally, I feel like they kind of did Cam's story a little bit of a disservice because when we first met Cam, Cam was a year younger than Spencer, and Chris literally says, "Oh, we brought him up from JV to fill your spot because we had nobody else." So to see them now, like they kind of just act like they never even said that, and they're moving like they're all in the same class. It's like, okay, but y'all definitely made it clear before that they weren't on the same level. Whatever college got to deal with Cam for the next 4 years, good luck. But listen, Cam is destined to go to the NFL. He got the showmanship for it, for sure. So if you haven't already, or if you're new here, one, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I talk about All American in depth. I actually have a full video talking about if Spencer can change his mind. And in that video, I break down the NCAA rule that Coach Hudson is actually speaking about at the end of episode 4 when he says that Spencer, he can't do anything because they already, lost all of their other recruits. I think the first thing that they need to do is help him find a replacement. That would be the best bet because the way that they can get out of this is if Coach Hudson just agrees to release him with no harm done. The problem is right now, Coach Hudson is not agreeing to release him out of spite and because he's a raggedy, you know what. Um, and part of that is like valid in that he's like, oh, well, we put all of our eggs in one basket with Spencer, so now we don't have a recruit to take his place. So the quick and easy fix to that would be find somebody that's, well, I mean, just as good. I mean, nobody is Spencer James, but you can get like third or fourth. We can find you that. So maybe that is what's going to be. And I'm still working on it because I'm going to do a video about it, but that could be a potential. I need Coach Dante to come up and like he gonna have to provide some light, like shed a little bit of light on the situation because there's a reason why he's gone all of a sudden, and I feel like maybe he could also speak to if there's any kind of foul play happening at that institution. So that would be the other way that Spencer could get out of it, but still maintain his eligibility for his freshman year because at the end of the day, if he chooses not to go to Toledo right now and they don't release him and nothing is wrong with their program or there's no foul play, then he will have to sit on the bench or redshirt his first year. Any other school that he go to, he won't be allowed to play because he had this commitment to Toledo. And again, that video is on my channel. If you want to know the in-depth about it, I actually pull up the NCAA website and break it down to you a little bit more in depth than this. But the other thing that could happen is Coach Dante comes out and they speak or he brings up something that's going on in the program because to me, when a coach is moving this shadily, that means there's even more under the surface. So there has to be something happening that should not be happening at this program. And if Spencer or Billy can figure that out and bring that to the NCAA, that could be something that they could use to get him released. Is Chris not a senior? Chris is a senior. Yeah, that was very weird to me. But Chris, the Spence Moore who plays Chris is like booked, so I think they're just having scheduling problems in reference to trying to get him, in as many things as possible. Jabari is only a sophomore or junior. Y'all think Olivia gonna find? Listen, I want Olivia to just be. I don't want her like. If y'all haven't already, I posted the episode 5 synopsis breakdown. It's talking about they asking her to have a little bit more responsibility in this NA meeting. I don't want Olivia to have no extra responsibilities. You don't got to go figure out what's going on with this damn school. And Spencer, you don't need to do nothing with these NA people, but show up and speak your truth. I really just want her to be, but if y'all want to be giving her added responsibilities, then you could go ahead. I'm rooting for her to just be here, sis. Be present for yourself. Everything else is a plus. Ray Lee says, it's interesting how they don't really let Spencer defend himself anymore. I get he's grown past his anger and impulsiveness, but I would have loved to see Spencer go off on that white man. I don't know if Spencer is that person anymore. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Spencer is the same person that would go off? Liv is going to use her platform to end that coach trust. Darnell already committed to Texas Northern Tech, I believe they said the name of that school was. And Chris is a quarterback. Well, both of them are quarterbacks, so they actually can't take Spencer's spot because both of them are quarterbacks. Just when we thought they could just be kids. Boom, more responsibility. Exactly. Like that's all I want for them. I just want the rest of their senior year for them to be able to frolic. That's it. That's all. That Toledo coach must not know who Spencer's girlfriend and mother-in-law is. They will get this business cleared. Billy James, I think when he said that they lost their recruits is because they kind of released them. Like once Spencer agreed, they probably said, "Okay, we don't have a spot for you anymore," because that's typically how it works. I know I was like holding out for the school I actually wanted to go to, so the other people who were recruiting me were like, "Hey, you need to get back to us because we have this and this offer out, but you're our priority." And I was holding out for the school that I actually wanted to get the scholarship from. So typically, that's what it looks like. They're waiting for the who they have like basically they have students in tiers, and if their first choice says no, then they go to the second and third and all of that. So that's what they mean by that. But I'm hoping that there was some kind of other like fraud, like some kind of, well, probably won't be no booster fraud because they already did that. But like maybe steroids or like how he's running his program or something that's unethical that is like specifically within the coaching team that would tie into Coach Dante. I think that would be the case. If pushed enough, he can be that person. I don't know. I think season three really changed Spencer because he went through anger on a different level. Like I think his frustration around Olivia and like what happened with all of that at the start of that season and then him like internalizing it and not letting it come out, like I think that that really changed him. So I don't necessarily know if Spencer is the one anymore to like jump bad because he didn't even really jump bad even when Jordan swung on him. Like he was a part of that fight, but he really wasn't a part of that fight. Does that make sense? Like he still gets angry, but he's just not outwardly so. Like I saw a change in Spencer last season in reference to he took a lot of his anger and frustrations and things inward and reflected a lot and tried to process, which is healthy. And then therapy also helps him like think more before he acted. Yeah, he has more self control. Spencer was too stuck on being conflicted in his spirit to really grasp the gaslighting in his mind was made up by then. I think he would have had a different reaction. All right, y'all. So why do y'all think that Spencer was struggling so hard before he actually told the coach that he didn't want to commit anymore? Because I already knew, like, and I was hollering at the screen when it happened. But I would love to know y'all's thoughts. When he asked Billy, "Why am I so confused?" or "Why am I conflicted?" If this is such a great school, I'll be on, TV every week, and this is the dream. Why am I reconsidering my choice? And y'all can post your thoughts in the comments or in the chat. But I feel like because this wasn't your choice, that's the big thing that everybody is missing. Like, everybody's running around like Toledo was actually a choice for Spencer. It wasn't. It was a desperate attempt to take what was on the table because you felt like nothing else was coming to the table. So, Spencer, you're conflicted about your choice because it was never really a choice. And the one good thing about it is not even there. And they knew that was one of the things that helped you seal the deal in reference to Coach Dante. And they let you still walk into this mess without even giving you that heads up and that perspective because they knew it could potentially sway your decision. So at the end of the day, Spencer, you struggle with it because you never wanted to do it to begin with. And nobody should have pushed you to do it to begin with. But I already addressed it in episode 2. So I'm not going to go back down that road. Just saying. Hey, Shari. Welcome, Alicia Hill, Shari, Shannon. Jazz Jordan said, "What's messed up though is I kind of feel like things that Billy said during his ring of BS also influenced Spencer to sign." Maybe. Yep, he didn't really want to go there from the jump. For sure. The vibes and shock were not aligned for Spencer. Yeah, you think it was because he didn't want to go from the start as well. Yeah, man. This was never the dang on dream, which is why I struggled so hard in episode 2, watching them have that damn intervention for him. I was just like, he don't want to go there. Like, can y'all stop? At the end of the day, I would much rather Spencer go to a JUCO before commit to a place that he don't actually want to be. That's going to make it hard for him to get out. Because that's another thing. If you go to a D1 school, a big school, yes, you can transfer, but the coach can make it hell for you to do so. So I would have like much rather him let the early signing day pass, and if he had to go to a JUCO to reposition himself and give some time, then I would have rather him did that versus jumping into this commitment that it wasn't, again, like y'all said, it wasn't aligned with him from the very jump. Oh, Kenny, no. So the Toledo offer, well, him signing it, after that, it deaded it. So now he's about to open the doors back up if he vocalizes that he is decommitting. But technically, it's against the rules that once you actually sign, for any other school to even reach out to you, which is why signing is so important. Honestly, y'all, I think what Olivia's thing is going to be in this whole Spencer thing is to let him go through this. Him and Billy are going to have to figure it out, and she can't try to, or not that she can't, she might, but I hope that she doesn't actually try to fix this for him. I hope that she's able to stay present in their relationship, support him, but also still focus on what she got going on. Hello, Rayleigh. Go ahead and say it again. Let me go. I haven't been pinning comments. That's my bad, y'all. If Billy wasn't acting a fool in 401, Spencer could have gotten better advice about pros and cons of signing that early. Everyone pressured him, and then Billy's words made him take the leap. Hello. That's why I'm still on Billy's head. He definitely had a turnaround in this episode. I am so grateful. Like, oh, I was wondering where I should go next with this conversation, but that's it. He had a turnaround. Billy making the choice to not actually take the job at Toledo, which will ultimately, before he knew it, before Spencer did what he did, would have meant that they would have been a package deal and he would have just wound up being Spencer's coach on the college level. Him making the decision to not do that, to release Spencer and let him go under the tutelage of somebody else that can push him to be better, was one of the most selfless decisions Billy has made in the history of this series. And for me, this point is the start of his redemption arc, because that little BS apology to the group that you didn't actually group disrespect, you should have personalized that apology. That didn't actually count or start the redemption arc for me. But him actually making a decision to not take this college offer so that he could best position Spencer to get exposed to as much as he possibly can, in reference to having somebody else that can push him farther. I love that for Spencer. I love that for Billy. I'm like, yo, this is the Billy Bean that we need to see. Don't you be no other Billy Bean the rest of this season, bro, because I am still on your head. Like, that was just, it was just so great, because in all honesty, he could have made a decision to go there and it would still look like he was doing it for Spencer, but him actually choosing not to go was the best decision for Spencer. And I'm just so happy that he is finally, like, truly 100% purely making a decision that might not be in his best interest, but is in the best interest of Spencer James. What will the plan be in episode 5 that Billy makes? We talked about that a little bit earlier in the live, so you're gonna have to go back and rewatch it. um letting letting Spencer fly on his own. And I mean, I'm it's like a catch 22, because he didn't arrive at this discovery on his own. He had to see, Montez, and realize that Montez had such an impact on Jordan. Laura reinforces that. Um for him to like realize like, oh wait, I might not be the best person for these boys. Now ultimately, y'all, I do think we're gonna wind up seeing Billy coach Spencer on the college level. At when this works out down the line, the very end of this season or whatever, we're gonna see them go together, some kind of package deal. He gonna be coaching somebody. He gonna be coaching Jordan or he gonna be coaching Spencer, and I think he's gonna be coaching Spencer. But to see him at the point now and realizing like to truly choose those boys or to truly choose Spencer in this moment means to not choose myself. And you can't serve sometimes you can't serve both people. And this was one of those moments. I don't know if we're gonna ever get an official apology. I think we're just gonna have to catch it in the actions that he takes now. Because now, if y'all notice, Billy is out here just speaking so highly of Spencer and gushing and seeing Spencer and Olivia together, and he just all smiles and yeah, like. But you can't. But what about the apology though? What that mouth do, Billy? When you're not lying and gaslighting yourself. Yeah, I don't know, Lawrence. I don't think we're gonna get it. Tanisha, I still want Billy far away from Spencer too, but I don't see Billy actually leaving the franchise of All American, so he's still gonna be around. I love how Laura was supportive, but made it clear that Billy needs to make the decision that speaks to him only. Shannon says, this episode was so good. I found myself watching this episode and just smiling, minus the raggedy ass coach. Literally, I was smiling all the time until the coach came back on, and I was just like, ugh, Preach need to take a detour. We didn't see Preach in this episode. Shari, you gonna be waiting on this apology for a long time, sis. You gonna be waiting. Zane, you said it, and I agree. You said it, and I agree. Billy's an alright person, not a good person. All right, y'all. Is there anything else that we miss or I miss? What haven't we talked about yet? Because we are an hour in. I think that was everything. We talked about the raggedy coach. We talked about Olivia continuing to give. I'm hoping in the next episodes that we get to see a little bit more Simone. I know that you're working on your own show, sis, but come on, bring your behind back over here because Beverly Hills is in need of you. I was so excited to see Simone, like ridiculously excited. What else did we miss, y'all? Can you stop looking at me, please? Thank you. I appreciate it. That's everything. Cam is going to be announcing very soon, or stay tuned for where he's going to go. But we know on the back end, because he's been filming with All American Homecoming, that he's going to be going to Princeton. So he will be down there with Simone. Um, Mike also did was on the red carpet, I believe, for King Richard, which y'all should go see that. It's a film about Venus and Serena's father. I'm going to be seeing it this weekend. But he was on that red carpet. He talked about it's going to be a major twist, but you can also expect to see him visiting Brixton quite a lot in their first season. So we can definitely look forward to that. Shannon, you know I was acting up. Like as soon as she came on screen, her curls was popping. Listen, I was like, yes. Can we talk more about Liv? What else we want to say about Liv? What we miss about Liv? Hey Darius, welcome. Yes, we did talk about Coop. We need Friendsgiving Part 2. Friendsgiving Part 2 when they're actually all really friends and cool and not trying to hash things out. Why was Asher looking for Layla? That's a really great question, actually. And I mentioned this in my last episode breakdown. Do y'all think that Asher want that old thing back? Kenny, why are you cringing about Asher and Coop? They actually being exactly who each other needs, but won't let the people who actually know them be that. So hey, if they want to connect on a stranger level, go ahead do y'all's thing. Oh wait, is something muted now? You just want Olivia to be happy. She seems like she's happy. Do Asher want that old thing back, y'all? Because he was looking for her in this episode and he did not find her, but he found Coop. Are they planting subtle seeds? Sure, starting to look like in next week's promo, he's in her studio again. I do not want Lasher. Like, I didn't ask for it. I didn't. I can't. I do not want Lasher at all. Like, they really could keep it. Asher definitely wants that old thing back. I think Kim Nitty is dope. I thought she was cool when they did the whole rap battle. I'm glad that they actually brought back somebody that we had already seen before. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Y'all think we're gonna see more of Isaiah? Like he gonna become Jordan's friend? Okay, so I'm gonna say this, and I think I'm gonna have to leave it here because I don't know how y'all gonna feel about it. But I know Jordan wants to be great, and he wants to be regarded as great. But he also, I feel like, didn't want that until Spencer came into the picture. If Isaiah does return and we see more of him in this series, I feel like it's only going to be so that Jordan can cultivate a friendship where he's actually the star and the best because he doesn't like being in Spencer's shadow. I know we're supposed to be working on his character development and everything, but that's what I think. Definitely Lasher over Jayla, but I prefer none. Prefer heavy on the prefer none. But that's what I think. So I personally don't necessarily want to see Isaiah again because I do feel like Jordan is going to lean on him to just kind of be his like wingman and crutch. And I would much rather see Jordan be able to stand on his own and feel validated on his own versus pulling together a band of misfits that he could be the king of. I can't. I know that sounds so dramatic, y'all, but that's just what it's given. Even watching him connect with Isaiah, like it was definitely like endearing and cool. But just knowing Jordan how I know him to be as of now, it's like Jordan just wants to be the top of something, and if he could be the top of some mediocre stuff, then he would do that. He just wants to be at the top. Jordan is a character that keeps reminding me they're kids because he's a crybaby. I can't. Oh, you said that Kim Nitty's lyrics meant nothing. She was like rapping so fast I wasn't actually following her lyrics. It sounded good audibly, but I didn't actually pay attention to what the words were. He stayed blinded, man. 100. Shari says 100% agree. Jordan been silently competing with Spencer since they met. Seriously. And on that note, y'all, look out for my episode 4 official breakdown, which is going to be premiering at 6 p.m. I will be in the comments to talk with y'all about that. I think I'm going to go live again before then because I need to talk about Insecure. One of them. We're going to be talking about more shows on this channel on lives, even though I tend to talk about All American or prioritize All American. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I break down All American in depth, and we have the most amazing community on the internet. And you should really join the tribe by hitting subscribe. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me on this Tuesday. I think I want to put up a little poll so I can get a real clear understanding of how many people like us going live like this on this Tuesday versus after the episode, and we can figure out what's the best for all of us. Also, y'all, be sure to check out some of my other content. I am breaking down a lot of shows, y'all. Like, I am talking about so much stuff. So, in addition to All American, you should really check those things out and support your good sis. If you want exclusive content, if you want to see videos first before everybody else, you can also join the channel. There's a join button right below the video. If you're financially able to do so and you want a little bit of extra access, a little bit of extra content, then go ahead and join. But if you just subscribe, then I greatly appreciate that as well. It's your good sis. I'm gonna see y'all in the comments of this video and my other videos because I will be dropping a new video every day, an All American video every day this week. And until the next one, bye.